Hey everybody, Carl here, and I wanted to bring a little test real quick to us, and I've already kind of did it, so I can tell you it's not going to come out perfect, but that's all right. We're not looking for perfect right now. We're looking for techniques. How's this done? How's that done? How's this work? So and so. And I thought it'd be kind of fun if we took Mr. Brown from what's it called? Something dogs. Anyway, because he comes, I have the 65 Caddy that was in the movie that he drove in 18 scale, 1/18 scale, and he came along with it. He's part of the static thing. So if I have an 18 scale model, he will fit in it. So like if I want a driver or something like that, but you know, in this configuration, it's not going to work. And he's not a G.I. Joe, you can't move him around. But what if we could take and like make duplicates of him, cut his body so it will fit in a car, make his arms, you know, then that way you'd have a driver for a 18 scale if you want a driver in your static display. You know, little things like that. But I thought this would be kind of cool to just try, and it's kind of a challenge because there's a lot of areas that to grab and catch. So okay, so we're going to start, and we're just going to do one technique today. Like I said, it kind of came out, kind of didn't, but the whole idea is we're building up, right, so this works, this doesn't, but we can do this, and at the same time we're getting used to our materials that we want to work with. Okay, so let's get at it, and we'll start looking at the technique. Okay, we're going to duplicate, I believe he was Mr. Brown from Reservoir Dogs, and he is the perfect scale for, like, if you have 1/18 scale cars, he's that scale. Now, if you want to duplicate him to make him to put people in your cars, this would be a good opportunity. I'm gonna mix some alginate up here. I don't want to do too much, but I want to get it in one shot. What we're going to do is we're going to put the alginate in, push him in here, get the back part, and then cover the top. And then we'll split it, and then we will pour it. And we're going to pour him in the stone. So I'm going to try to do my best to let's see how this looks. Okay, this is a little watery yet. Let's add just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I didn't measure it. Right now I just want to get the feel of this stuff. The room is real warm and the water is kind of lukewarm, so we're going to try to get it in there as best we can, as quick as we can. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Probably not. But we're going to have to try as we go. Okay, let's slip this in here and put that down there like that. We'll let that set up, and then we'll pour again. Okay, guys, just to show you, I'm trying to practice what I preach here. I hope that's in the picture okay. I let this harden in here. See? See how it comes out? It'll come out in your plastic bowl the same way. No fuss, no muss. Throw it in the wastebasket and you don't clog anything up. Okay? See it? Just it comes out, you know, rubbery like set up. And get this out, and we're going to pour the second half here. And what we'll do is we'll probably have to split the mold to get him out, because he's got a lot of undercuts, you know, the arms and all that stuff and everything. But that's okay. We'll split it, put it back together, put it in here when we pour it. But we got to get him out. So let me get everything ready. This stuff is, I'll tell you right now, and this is stuff I got from Amazon. It's pretty quick, so you don't want to diddle-daddle around too much with it. Put a little bit more in this time. Now let's okay, let's get this stirred up here. Put just a tad more in. Trying to make this a little more runnier so I can get it in the nooks and crannies. Let me now it's pink while it's in its raw state, but it looks like it clears up as it okay, so let's pour this in here. And that should be good. Let's try it. We won't screw with it too much. And we didn't have that much left over. I mean, that's not bad. And that's the first time. This is the first time I've used this. I didn't even practice. I just thought, well, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens, and let's record it while we're doing it. Just like, because if you guys were to try it the first time, that's what I'm kind of trying to do right now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let this set. And you see bubbles coming up. Now, there's an answer for that too. You know, vibrations will help bring them up too. And you can actually vibrate the bowl maybe. I've got a vibrator here that I used in the lab, which is good if you're going to be pouring stuff. You can actually tap it though on the side, and it'll work good like that too. So let's we'll give this a little bit of a break and come back when we're going to break it out. All right, here we are. I'm kind of doing this behind the camera, so a lot of you guys know how that goes already. We're going to try to get this guy out of here. Now, you got to remember something. I'm doing this a little different than what I have in the past years, because I can tell you how we did it in the lab and all that, but if you don't have a lab, you're not going to know, right? So we got half of him here, and let's see if we can get the other half out here. Okay. You guys getting that? So you can see the impression of him in there. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we're going to put this back in here. Okay. And it should go down and fit real well. I'm thinking I've got the top over here, and what we'll do is we'll push that down and tape it, and then we'll pour our stone right in here. So let me get this set up, and we'll go to the next sequence. Okay, so I don't know how this is coming out. Like I said, I'm working behind the camera and stuff, and I can't see. But here's our mold. I put a top on it, and we might get some flash where the two parts meet. That's all right. We can cut that off. And I'm going to take some Vaseline and just put a little bit on the table here in case we get some overspill. It makes it easier to come up. And a lot of times I actually have, I use lids from cottage cheese, or any kind of lids that come in stuff like that. You can, nice round lids will work great. Right here, I'm just going to use this for now. So same bowl. This time I'm going to use the plaster, and we're going to mix that up this time. Same water, same room. So I don't know how long this plaster is going to take to set up, because like I said, it'll be the first time for me, just like it is for you. So I'm not even sure how much we should use on this one. Suppose we can make a second pour if we have to. I'd rather not do it that way, but I'm going to have to get a scoop for it. Does that work? Does that work for the scoop? Sure it will. I'm just going to use that. Okay, let me play this a bit here and see what we get. I think I did way too much water. Darn it. Yeah, used way too much water. Like I said, I'm trying to do this kind of behind the camera and sitting down. I'm not used to doing any of this. I haven't done it for a while. Blah blah blah. There's all my excuses. But let me get this mixed up. And I'll show you with the consistency I'm going to use on this pour. Okay, you can see it here. It's pretty runny, but we want it runny because we want it to go in all the nooks and crannies in our mold. So, okay, so what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start pouring it down, and I'm going to bang on it and keep banging on it till yeah, I did way too much. Still taking more. Like I said, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the alginate. When I'm done here, I'll scrape out excess stuff, and I'll let it dry, and then I'll go from there. Well, she's up pretty much up by the top now. Let's see if we can get a little bit extra in there. And all this stuff will break away, so we don't have to worry about that all that much. Could we use this for something else? It's actually too runny to make a mold or anything like that, so our best bet is just, write this off and don't try to, all we end up doing is probably making a mess. We try to, go further than what we're doing. So let me Let me shut the plaster thing off, or put the lid on it, shut it off, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna pour some of this out. Okay, you don't need all this in here to dry. I'll pour what we didn't use out as best I can, and it goes in the garbage. Then I'm just going to leave the bowl here. I'm going to put my knife on it. Let's see, is that in the shot? Yeah. There we go. So now we just sit. We got to be patient, and we'll wait for that to set up. And that's going to be a while. So I'll bring us back when we're ready to break it out, and hopefully it'll work, and all this will be a good video. Okay, see you in a few. Okay, let's see if I can get the light on here for us. First, here's our, you notice, there's a lot of stuff we can just kind of peel and break off. But I want to show you this. Remember I said this stuff will come off? Well, there you go. So, once again, we're saving our drains, right? I'll finish. And here's the bowl. Look at that. And it all crunches down. Crunches down. So, let me dump this in the garbage, and let's see if we can open up this mold. Got a little bit of a mess here, but that's okay. It's okay. All right. So let's. Here's the top. Like I said, I'm trying to stay in picture for us. Okay. Got some along the bottom here. Let's see if we can pull the mold out. See what we got. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. And as we get into it a little bit more, sometimes there's tricks that you can do, like you have vent holes and vent areas, because we might have some big air bubbles in here. Because, like I said, I'm trying this now, kind of along with you. I'm trying some techniques that will work at home. And that's what we're not in a commercial place. So, doesn't look like we have a whole lot of flash. Let's see if we can split this mold in two. Hey, look at that. Okay, and oh yeah, that came out pretty good actually. I'm not going to try to break this too much because it can go actually into what we want to save. But we can cut that down, and with a little grinder, or if you have a Dremel, you can take that, not a problem, take that off. And even if you don't, you can do it, you can cut with a little saw. You can file a lot of it down, and then and then sand the rest, because some of this will sand. But the main reason I was doing this one, I'm going to explain. Now, from this one, like let's say we wanted to put it in a car. We get all this stuff off. We can actually cut the arms off. And you know what? Look, that is kind of, it slipped, didn't it? No big deal. We can fix that. We can fix that. And we could even pour it again too. So I don't know what would have made it slip like that. And it might be even easier just to pour it out of the box. I don't know. We have to check and see. But I'll put some wet paper towels around that so we can go at it a little, get even try it a second time. what I'm saying is we can make this kind of do what we want it to do. And let's say we wanted to have it in the car. Well, we could cut the body right here, and that top part could be up. We could cut the arms off and bring it straight out to put them on the steering wheel. I mean, we could do whatever we wanted, you know. That's the cool thing about it. And then that way, and we keep this, this one stays good. You know, it's our original, and we can make several different ones of that. So, like I said, it looks like the front and back might have slipped a bit. That's okay. It's our first one. I was doing in a cardboard box, which I think we'll find a way to make a better mold that's actually a little more permanent. I wanted to try the alginate, and I really wanted to try that plaster, because it's stuff I've never used before, not from where I got it from. So I just and I wanted to share something with you guys. So you put all that together, and it's not perfect, but we're it's a start. We got something that we can look at. We can say, well, hey, okay, the cardboard box didn't work as good as we wanted it to, but we do have the mold still, and we can save this mold. Believe me, I can. If you ever have mold you want to keep, the only trick is you want to wrap it in like you can't leave it in water, but you can take a wet paper towel and wrap it up, and then seal it in like a hefty bag, or a Ziploc bag, and you can put it in the refrigerator, and it should stay for you. And I think that's what I might do with this one. What I'd like to do is I would like to take some maybe JB Weld or something, and just do the outline on both of them. And when that hardens, because you can't put something in here that's going to be compressed because it gives too much. But if you put something hard in here and then put them together, you could put something in there and squeeze it, and you could squeeze out the excess, which I'm thinking might be like our putty. We could put some acrylic on the surface, kind of like what we did before, and then put the putty in and squeeze it. And we maybe could take, let me show you, maybe with stone, we could build this up here. Let me show you what I'm thinking. And then we'll leave this one for now. Well, let's say we put this here, okay? We put some stone underneath it. Put the stone on top. Lock it in here, so it'd be up kind of about like that, all right? So we have some stone on the bottom, some stone on top. Lock it in, and then when we pull it out, it comes out like this. We can put our stuff in. You put it back in. It goes and it lines up perfect, right? So, okay, I'm going to we're gonna leave that for now. Like I said, I'm gonna save this one. We'll probably make another one, but I'm gonna save this one anyway. And okay, that was like our first little experiment. Kind of worked, kind of didn't. We need to do a little bit more. I mean, we got a good front, we got a good back. They're just not lined up exactly the way we want them to be. He's kind of got like a long head. But yeah, we'll mess with it. We're getting close. Okay, everybody. We'll be back on this again, and it'll be another part, and I'll show you some more. And like I said, just because this one here kind of worked, kind of didn't, at least you're starting to see the technique and how the technique works. And eventually, you'll be able to do your own. Now, let's say we were going to make a knob, okay? we were just going to make a real simple basic knob. If we would just took that square, pushed the, you know, like whatever knob we're going to duplicate, pushed it in there and let it go, when it's hardened, we could have pulled that out and just poured stone or whatever we want in there, and it would have worked. You know what I mean? We could have had it right there, poured it in, not a problem. So if that's all you want to do it for, you're ahead on the technique, because you can do that. So but we're going to dip into it a lot more. Okay, everybody, you have a fantastic day. I'll be seeing you real soon. That's the, you know, our buddy Doug. Yeah. And old 64 Goat Bill, he's been doing that too, but you know, I'm just nervous, okay? Okay, everybody, have a good one. Take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye now.